microphone ain't on.
There's a microphone.
Okay, go ahead now. Test it now.
Test.
There we go. Damn, everybody got their phone.
Yay.
All praise the Most High.
Yay.
All praise. First off, giving all honor and praises to the Most High and to His Son Yahweh Shah with the Battle Axes of the Most High. Coming to you live from the Tabernacles, brothers and sisters. Like you said, let's get a Lord a hand, man. Get a Lord a hand, like you say, doing precepts by the campfire. We want to make sure that, like you said, that brothers and sisters stand in the spirit, understanding why. We out here celebrating the Feast of Tabernacles, trying to be filled with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding out here in the wilderness. Out here, like we say, preparing for a righteous rehearsal. You know, that's what this is all about. Like we say, we have a great time at the Feast of Tabernacles, but it's also, guess what, a commandment of the Most High. So all praise to brothers and sisters that are in battle axes all over, that's in all Israel. Like we say, got brothers up there in Washington, got brothers out there in California, you know, brothers up there in Minnesota, you know, that's practicing these righteous rehearsals, and to other brothers and sisters that are online that are practicing these things, man. First precept we want to go to, let's go to the book of Sirach, chapter 1 and verse 16. Because a lot of times brothers and sisters must understand, to even take part in these things, you must be filled with the fear of the Most High. You know, we must be filled with those things, man.
Mm-hmm.
Soldier Donovan, you read now?
Yeah, you
I
read.
read.
Yeah, come on. Nah, can you see?
I read. You ain't got no light.
Yeah.
No, I got one.
Here they going.
What you want?
Sirach chapter 1, verse 16.
The book of Sirach, chapter 1, verse 16.
Bring it out.
To fear the Lord is fullness of wisdom.
Read that again.
To fear the Lord is fullness of wisdom.
To fear the Most High God is fullness of wisdom. And that's what brothers and sisters are trying to gain. That's what brothers and sisters should be trying to gain while we out here celebrating at the Feast of Tabernacles. And that's why, like we say, we're doing campfire by the precepts. Guess what? Having Sabbath class, keeping these things going. Because guess what? That's the exact same thing that we'll be doing, Lord's will. We taken out of this wickedness and being brought back into the wilderness. Read on up.
God. And filleth men with her fruits.
And filleth men with her fruits. This is what the Most High God is showing us, man. You know, by putting battle axes together, the Most High God is showing us the fruits of our labors, man. And we want to keep these blessings coming, man. We want the Most High God to bring forth laborers that's ready to put in work for this truth, man. Brothers and sisters, man. So we can get the hell up out of here, man. We pray that this is our last tabernacles, man.
Real.
Read on up.
Verse 17. She filleth all their house with things desirable, and garners with her incense.
Read verse 17 again.
She filleth all their house with their things desirable.
It says she filleth all their house with things desirable. And like we say, what's another word for house? Your tabernacle.
That's right.
You want your tabernacle to be filled with all desirable things according to the Most High. You want your tabernacle to be filled with the fear of the Most High God. We go into your house, goes into your tabernacle, it goes into your tent. These things are symbolic of your body, of your spirit. Like I said, if brothers and sisters are not filling their tabernacles with wisdom, discipline, and the love of the Most High, your tabernacle can be easily torn down. Read on,
And the garners with her increase. Verse 18. The fear of the Lord is a crown of wisdom. Making peace in perfect health to flourish.
To do what?
To flourish.
Because a lot of times when we take part in here, out here at tabernacles, brothers and sisters trying to make their tents, guess what? The best tents out here. Guess what? You need to take on that same symbolism when it comes to your spirit, man. A lot of times, brothers and sisters have to understand the deepness that comes with your tabernacle. It's not the outside, man. Most High God is looking with that tabernacle within, man. And these are the tabernacles that brothers and sisters need to be constantly working on while we out here at the tabernacles, man. Read on,
Both which are the gifts of God.
And these are the gifts of the Most High, that we can come together as brothers and sisters, learning about the Most High the right way, having a good time amongst brothers and sisters while keeping His commandments, man. These are the gifts of the Lord, and brothers and sisters have to take every opportunity to, guess what? To welcome these things, man, because you look up, man, guess what? Tabernacle's going to be over with, man.
Right.
Read on up.
And it enlargeth the rejoicing that love him.
Read that last part again, up.
And it enlargeth their rejoicing that love him.
And this is the key that we're trying to get to where we rejoice in the love of the Most High, man. Remember, that's one of the curses that the Most High God put on us for what? What's one of the curses? For not what? For not joyfulness and gladness of heart, man. Brothers and sisters, when you out here at the tabernacle, there shouldn't be no need to be out the spirit, man. Right. If you do get out the spirit, you should instantly get back in the spirit. This is something that brothers and sisters, we got the examples in the scriptures with Dothan, Korah, how they got out of the spirit in the wilderness with Moses, and the Most High God put them to death, man. Right. Brothers and sisters got to start catching themselves in real time. Let me get another precept. Let's go to 2 Corinthians chapter 5. Because this thing is real heavy. Brothers and sisters putting up these tents, but guess what? You need to be building your spiritual tent, your spiritual tabernacle while you out here at the tabernacles. And even like I always go into it, not just here, but continually. Let's go to 2 Corinthians chapter 5 and start at verse 1.
The book of 2 Corinthians chapter 5 verse 1. For we know that if our earthly house of this tabernacle were dissolved.
What is the earthly house of this tabernacle? Any brother? Say it again. The flesh, your bodies. That's right. I'll read on.
We have a building of God.
We have a what?
We have a building of God.
This is the building. This is the tabernacle that brothers and sisters need to be striving to build, which is your what? Your spirit. Read on up.
An house not made with hands.
Read on up.
Eternal in the heavens.
Eternal in the heavens. Read on up.
For in this we groan earnestly.
Read that again up.
For in this we groan earnestly.
This is the key to these things, man, because we grown in these weak bodies. Like I say, brothers got bad backs, brothers got bad knees, brothers got bad bodies, sisters got bad bodies, man. We grown in these tabernacles, man, because we know that these bodies are what? Subject and prone to sin. We pray that the Most High God fully take us into that new covenant to where we won't have to know sin. That's right. It makes no sense for us to guess what? To be all the way in it, and brothers and sisters are still sinning. Read on up.
Desiring to be clothed upon with our house.
Read that again, up.
Desiring to be clothed upon with our house.
With our what?
With our house.
We desiring to be clothed upon with our house, man. What should we be clothed with? What's the precept, man? What brother got a precept? What should brothers and sisters be clothed with? That's right. What's the precept?
Ephesians 6 and 11.
Let's get that Psalms chapter 132 and verse 8 right quick. We should be clothed with righteousness, man, of the Most High.
9.
Verse 9. Thanks, Ak.
The book of Psalms, chapter 132, verse 9. Let thy priests be clothed with righteousness.
The commandments, Deuteronomy 6 and 25.
And let thy saints shout for joy.
This is what we should be constantly trying to be clothed with, brothers and sisters. Righteousness. That spiritual tabernacle, man. Guess what? Those earthly garments, man. This is what this truth is all about, man. Go ahead, Art.
Yeah, let's get that Baruch, man, right quick. Let's get that Baruch chapter 5. Start at verse 1. It's going into the same thing Art was talking about, man. Being clothed in righteousness, man. You should want to, brothers not should just want one clothed of righteousness. You should be wanting a double portion of righteousness. Right? Start at verse 1 out.
The book of Baruch, chapter 5, verse 1. Put off, O Jerusalem, the garment of thy mourning and affliction.
Because this is the time of the year that we're supposed to be doing this. This is during our feast days, man. The Lord said put out mourning and afflictions, man, right? Read.
And put on the comeliness of the glory that cometh from God forever.
Because this is what we're supposed to be going into, man. Putting on the comeliness of the glory of the Lord, man. Why would, like I said, why would we be in tabernacles doing anything else but rejoicing in the Lord, man?
That's right.
Right? Giving him his praise, right? Read on.
Cast about thee a double garment of the righteousness which cometh from God.
This is what we should be striving for a double garment, man. Not just one garment, a double garment of righteousness, right? Read.
And set a diadem on thy head of the glory of the everlasting.
Right? Read on.
For God will show thee, for God will show thy brightness unto every country under heaven.
Right? Read on.
Verse 4, for thy name shall be called of God forever. The peace of righteousness.
Of what?
The peace of righteousness.
Read on.
And the glory of God's worship.
Because this is what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be worshiping the Lord, man. Right? Putting on a double garment of righteousness right now, man. Brothers and sisters, man, look, man, we can't turn up for the Lord, man. Who we gonna turn up for? We gonna turn up for ourselves? We gonna turn up for wicked mama, wicked daddy, wicked auntie, wicked cousin, wicked friends? No, we gotta be turning up for the Lord, man. Right? I know, brothers and sisters, sometimes, man, like just like going into this tabernacle or any other feast day, man. What brothers and sisters come into a feast day, and I guarantee you, every household, every single household here before they came was an argument. Everyone. And I bet you can't name person put y'all hands up. If y'all do, y'all know y'all lying, man. It was some kind of argument going on. Because guess what? That's what they want you to do, to get your ass out the damn spirit.
That's right.
I don't care if it's with your children or your husband or your wife. Somebody has some kind of argument about something.
Right.
For what? Because guess what? Satan come to try to steal some joy away from us, man.
Immediately.
I'm talking about that's what. But guess what? Brothers and sisters, get back in the spirit. Hey, shake that thing off. It's time to get to the Lord, man. Right? It's time to get to his high holy days, not our own, man. Go ahead, Doc.
Let's go to Isaiah, man, 52, verse 1. These holy garments, man, and I heard a brother say Ephesians 6 and 11. All these precepts go with Ephesians 6 and 11. Right. Make sure y'all put these with there, because when you get into Ephesians 6 and 11, to get into your whole armor, which is that garment, that beautiful garment that you want to have on.
That's right.
But let's see what the Bible says. Isaiah 52 and 1.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 52, verse 1.
Bring it out.
Awake, awake, put on thy strength.
Put on thy strength. It says awake. This is what we are doing. See, a lot of times people think we out here tripping, man. I'm gonna tell you, they say it all the time, man. Right? But they said the same thing about Noah, man.
That's right.
The Bible said awake, man. Put on your strength. What is your strength?
Oh,
the law. What's the precept?
1 Corinthians.
Isaiah 33 and 6.
1 Corinthians what?
15 and 55.
1 Corinthians 15 and 55, man. This is your strength. That's why I asked the question about 2 Corinthians 5 and 3. What's your strength? What is your garment? Your garment is the law, because the law is our strength.
That's right.
It said awake. This is what we are doing. We coming out here celebrating the Feast of Tabernacles, having a great time, being in gladness of heart, no frowns on our faces, no cares of the world, man, right? This is the awakening that the Most High God commanded us to do. It said awake and put on your strength. Read.
O Zion.
Oh, who?
O Zion.
Read on.
Put on thy beautiful garment.
Put on your beautiful garment, man. Right. These laws are your beautiful garment. These righteous rehearsals and acts that we are doing, these are beautiful garments, man. These are beautiful garments to the Most High God, man. This is what He wants to see. This is those righteous acts that we're trying to put to Him, so we can be used as the vessels that He made us, man. Read on.
O Jerusalem, the holy city.
The what?
The holy city.
Read on.
For henceforth there shall no more come into thee the uncircumcised and the unclean.
Because we were all uncircumcised before we came into these laws, statutes, and commandments. Right? What good is it to be circumcised but then go back to be uncircumcised? Right? Meaning what? What good is it to put your hand to the plow and then go back and don't do these commandments no more? Once you start, you better finish this thing, brothers and sisters.
That's right.
I'm gonna tell you, everybody we see that start this thing and don't finish, man, they having a hard time right now.
That's right.
a hard time. But the fact of the matter is to put on your garments, which is your strength, which is the law. Read verse 2 right there.
That's right.
Verse 2. Shake thyself from the dust.
And that's what we out here doing. We shaking that dust off us, man. We were dusty beings, man.
That's right.
We had dust on our Bibles. You know, you pick up that Bible, blow the dust.
For real.
Right? Because we weren't using our strength. We were out here celebrating birthdays, Christmas, anything except the high holy days of the Most High God. That was a dusty Negro. Well, that's what we were. We were dusty. Shake the dust off yourself, man. That's what we are doing, man. And if you out here and you are not true to this thing, I'm gonna tell you, still dusty as hell.
That's right.
You can look clean in the eyes of the brothers and sisters, but in the eyes of the Lord, yes, it's still dirty, man. So you better make sure that you shake off that dust. Read that again.
Con, shake thyself from the dust. Arise.
Arise. Come into who you are, which is your true nationality. You being the top nationality on the planet. Read.
And sit down.
And be humble about it, man. Right? Sit down, read, stay right there and get into what you're supposed to do. Read.
That's right.
O Jerusalem, loose thyself from the bands of thy neck.
And you know, we can loose our minds from the captivity in our mind. Because we still working 12-hour shifts. They still got us being captive. But we can, if we put on our garments, we can shake off that captivity in our mind. We know Esau tricks now. We know they game. Right? We know they don't want us out here keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments. Got you. We gonna go somewhere else
For real.
and keep the commandments, man.
For real.
Right? But it said, loose thyself from the bands of thy neck, man. That's what these rehearsals are for. Take those bands off us, man. Make it a little easier for the children of Israel, man. Go ahead, Al.
Let's go back to that 2 Corinthians. And even like what Captain Yara is bringing up, man, that thing is heavy, man. Like you say, this is what this is all about. Putting on double portions, even like what Captain Jerubbaal is saying, man. Brothers and sisters must do what they have to do to keep their tabernacles built up, man, spiritually. Let's go back to 2 Corinthians chapter 5 and verse 3.
Come. The book of 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 3. It so be that being clothed, we shall not be found naked.
Let's jump up to verse 2.
Come. For in this we groan earnestly, desiring to be clothed upon with our house.
With our what?
With our house.
And we desire the kingdom, man. That's what these scriptures is talking about. We desire the kingdom. Brothers and sisters that are fervent and taking this truth serious. Because you got brothers and sisters that don't take the truth serious, man. Right. And that's a shame, man, to brothers and sisters, man. Not wanting to, guess what? Be joyfulness and gladness of heart, not wanting to unify, want to keep discourse among brothers over the pettiest S-H-I-T. I have to say it like that, man. Right. Over the pettiest stuff, man. And we just had the Day of Atonement last week, man. Shame on brothers and sisters for that, man. Read on up.
Con, which is from heaven.
Which is from what?
Which is from heaven.
Keep reading.
Verse 3. It so be that being clothed, we shall not be found naked.
Read verse 3 again.
If so be that being clothed, we shall not be found naked.
If so being that we being clothed, meaning what? Clothed with the commandments, right. We shall not be found naked. What is that naked going into, brothers?
Sin.
What is the precept?
Exodus 32.
Let's get there right quick, man. Go to the book of Exodus. Paul is literally saying the same thing. Remember, the Bible is written in similitudes, metaphors, comparing one thing to another. Because when brothers and sisters are in sin, it's like you are naked. You're not clothed with the commandments of the Most High. That's what we should be constantly clothed with, man. That's what your tabernacle should be clothed with, man. That's what your tent should be. Like I said, a lot of times brothers and sisters focus on that outer tent. You got your tent built up good, but what your tent looking like on the inside? You know, got the lights all around, making that thing beautified all on the inside. Got the blow-up mattresses. You know, shoot, brothers and sisters got that thing laid out. But what that spiritual tabernacle looking like, man? Like you say, you got dust all in the corners. Remember, these things are similitudes for sin. Read this.
The book of Exodus, chapter 32, verse 25. And when Moses saw that the people were naked.
Were what?
Were naked.
Read on.
For Aaron had made them naked unto their shame.
Because they did what? They followed idols. And that caused them to do what? Go into sin. When brothers and sisters are not trying to get their tabernacle spiritually built up, that's brothers and sisters basically doing what? Going into sin. We're just gonna say it plain, man. Let's go back. 2 Corinthians chapter 5 and verse 3 again from the top. Huh?
You said 5 and 3 from the top?
Yeah.
The book of 2 Corinthians chapter 5 verse 3. If so be that being clothed, we shall not be found naked.
Uh-huh.
For we that are in this tabernacle do grow.
And we grown. Like we say, we hate the bodies that we in. And brothers and sisters not hating the bodies that they have, it's something wrong with you, man. You know, it's really something wrong. That's something that you have to kind of check your spirit on, man. If you like the bodies that we in, because we know that these bodies are prone to sin, brothers and sisters, there's something wrong with you, man. You have to check these things, man. And you really have to look deep upon these things. Read on up.
Being burdened, not for that we would be unclothed, but clothed upon, that mortality might be swallowed up of life.
Read verse 4 again from the top.
For we that are in this tabernacle do groan.
We groan in these bodies, man, in these spirits. Read on.
Being burdened.
Being what?
Being burdened.
What are we burdened with, brothers? What are brothers burdened with? Sin, working a 9 to 5, captivity, being subject to the other nations, oppressed as a nation of people. Guess what? Even us at this campsite, man, we're just gonna be honest, man.
All right.
You know, they hassling Israelites everywhere because they know that we waking up, man. Hey, 10 years we've been out here, man. Really ain't had no problem. But now that they seeing more and more people starting to come along, hey, now it's starting to become a problem.
Right.
It is what it is, man. We're gonna let that light shine, man. Go ahead.
Let's go to Psalm chapter 96 right quick. Like I was saying, man, just thinking about how, man, we got to fight the whole world, man, and then come amongst each other and still fight.
It is, right.
Man, I was talking to one of the brews this week, and he was saying that, and I feel them every bit of, because I feel the same way. If I came into the truth right now, it'd be hard for me to stay in the truth. Because all of the fight, all the strife amongst brothers and sisters, that's a tough thing, man. You thinking that you come into the truth trying to get away from the world, and a lot of time, it never leaves brothers and sisters.
Right.
Go to Psalm chapter 96, start at verse 4.
The book of Psalms, chapter 96, verse 4. For the Lord is great and greatly to be praised. He is to be feared above all gods.
So he said the Lord should be feared above all gods, right? Read.
For all the gods of the nations are idols. But the Lord made the heavens.
So he said all the gods before the Lord, everything before the Lord, guess what, is idols. Everything that another nation could try to bring in. Nobody should be able to sway none of us, man, away from the Lord's word, right?
That's right.
Read it.
Honor and majesty are before him.
Read.
Strength and beauty are in his sanctuary.
He said honor and majesty. What do you think beauty come from? Because guess what? The world look at us, they want us to be strong, but the Lord said, guess what? Even our women should be beautiful. Our women shouldn't have to be so strong. Guess what? Our women so strong, they want to be stronger than the man. Because the world's setting it up this way, man. Right? But the Lord gave the strength and the beauty to our nation, man. Right? Read on, up.
Give unto the Lord, all ye kindreds of the people.
Right, read.
Give unto the Lord glory and strength.
Because this is what we get our strength from, the Most High, man. Verse 8, the point.
Give unto the Lord the glory due unto his name.
Right.
Bring an offering and come into his court.
So the Lord said, bring an offering. What offering you think the Lord wants us to bring? You think he wants to bring a goat? You think he wants to bring a lamb, a turtle dove? What kind of offering the Lord wants us to bring?
Our tabernacle, our body, our spirit.
Romans 12:1.
Right? That's what we're going into, man. Brothers should be feeding into trying to, hey, man, if your mindset ain't full tabernacle mode, man, brothers and sisters, your ass is out the spirit, man. I'm talking about you should be full tabernacle. Guess what? Esau probably, they might, if they was our last year, guess what? They'll let the bruise in the damn dough, man.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Man, brothers and sisters, we should be thinking like this, man. Right? Go ahead, Ox.
Let's go back to 2 Corinthians. 2 Corinthians chapter 5 and start at verse 4 again.
Good. book of 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 4. 4. We that are in this tabernacle do groan.
We grown because we know now that we Israelites, we know that guess what? We in captivity. We know we have to be subject to the other nations in want of all things. This is a groaning to us, man. Read on up.
Being burdened.
Being burdened by these bodies, by debt, by oppression. Read on up.
Not for that we would be unclothed.
Not for that. Guess what? It's not like us keeping the commandments. Read on.
But clothed upon. That mortality might be swallowed up of life.
And guess what? We're trying to search for that what? That immortality. 2 Corinthians chapter 15. 1 Corinthians chapter 15, man. That's what we're looking for, man. Let's get that right quick. 1 Corinthians chapter 15. Y'all already know what we want. Start at verse 54.
The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 54.
Start at verse 53.
1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 53. For this corruptible must put on incorruption.
Read on.
In this mortal.
In this what?
In this mortal.
Read on.
Must put on immortality.
Must put on what?
Immortality.
Man, that's what we're doing these things for, man. Because we want those immortal bodies, man. Those spiritual bodies. So we don't have to fight to keep God's laws, statutes, and commandments, man. Even like I said, that's the fight. Those are the conditions of the battle, man. Ain't brothers and sisters ready? Lord's will, we make it to the kingdom to where we are automatically programmed to keep God's commandments. You're gonna be automatically programmed to love a brother or sister, even though you may not want it. Come on, man. That's the thing that we fighting for, man. And if brothers ain't fighting, what the hell you doing here, man? Read on up.
Good. Verse 54. So when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption,
read on.
And this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the same that is written. Death is swallowed up in victory.
Death is what?
Death is swallowed up in victory.
Hey, that's what we looking for, brothers and sisters, man.
Watch out, poo.
Let's go back. Verse 5. Get there, read that out.
Come. The book of 2 Corinthians chapter 5 and verse 5. Now, he that hath wrought us for the self same thing is God, who also hath given unto us the earnest of the Spirit.
Read that part again,
Who also had given unto us the earnest of the Spirit.
Who also had given unto us the earnest of his spirits. Now, who is the Most High God talking to? Who is Paul talking to? Any brother know? What is the audience in Corinthians? Who is the audience in Corinthians? What precept?
First Corinthians.
Yeah, something like that.
We say the church.
Which precept? Where y'all at?
We say the church.
Y'all can stay in 2 Corinthians.
Right,
Keep
go
it
to
simple.
1 and 1.
2 Corinthians what?
1 and 1.
Let's get there right quick. Remember, y'all, hey, precepts by the campfire. We expect brothers and sisters to be on these precepts.
Right.
As y'all know, we finna do the little Q&A. You know, shoot, Captain's gonna be drilling y'all with questions as well, man.
1 and 1.
Let's get it.
Come. The book of 2 Corinthians chapter 1 verse 1.
Hold up. Y'all already know how we should be lining brothers up. After we read this, what should be the next precept brothers should
Well,
be
I'm
coming
trying
with?
to tell you.
Psalms 50.
And what?
They both.
I'll pray with 5, but yeah.
What's another one? What is the key word that we kind of want out of this
Saints.
verse?
Saint.
And what else?
Church.
That's right. We
Acts
want
7.
them both. We want them all.
I'm talking
Acts 7,
about
38.
man.
We want to line them up to set the premise, man. Because Christians, they some sneaky and crafty bastards, man. We ain't letting them pop lock out of nothing, man. Read this.
The book of 2 Corinthians chapter 1 verse 1.
Hold on. What else we want out of that too?
That's right.
God.
Wicked, bro.
Will of God.
The will of God. That's right.
Most I gotta go give them a flat.
We're gonna break all that down. You gonna be able to get around that. Go ahead,
2 Corinthians chapter 1 verse 1.
Break it up.
Paul, an apostle of Hamashiach Yahushua, by the will of God, and Timothy, our brother, unto the church of God.
Unto the who?
Unto the church, of God.
What brother? What sister got a precept for church? What y'all got? Let's see where my sister's at.
Boy, man, one of them sisters over there on the right side almost answered though.
That's right. Abraham.
Dang, one of the sisters over there.
Where my sister's at? What's the precept for church?
Deep as hell.
It's like Camp 101. Y'all want to be in it? Y'all in it.
Yeah.
We won't Camp 101. What's a Camp 101 for the sisters?
Can we go to Camp 101? You here?
You here? Nah, for real.
Let's get there right quick. Go to Acts chapter 7 and verse, what's this?
38.
Verse 38. Who wrote the book of Acts? Who?
Luke. Say it loud.
Luke.
Luke wrote the book of Acts. Read this.
The book of Acts, chapter 7, verse 38. This is he that was in the church in the wilderness.
Read it again,
This is he that was in the church in the wilderness.
because Christians have a strange notion that you need a building. Guess what? This is church right now.
Right.
In the wilderness.
In the wilderness. That's right, Read on,
Which with the angel, which spake to him in the Mount Sinai. Oh, so like, and with our fathers who received the lively oracles.
And that's the part that we want with our fathers. Because guess what? Not all nations got the lively oracles, man. Not all nations got the lively oracles of the Most High, man. Let's prove that. And we go certain precepts should take you to other precepts,
Psalms
man.
148.
Let's go to the book of what? What's the precept for oracles?
Psalms 148.
Say it again. Oracles.
Psalms 5 and 12.
Oracles.
I want oracles.
Peter.
Y'all not hearing
Peter
that?
4 and 11. Come on, guys.
First Peter 4 and 11.
Let's go to Romans chapter 3, verse 3.
Oh, okay.
What about Sirach 33
Okay.
and 3?
Yeah.
We'll check you out. I think that is on.
You want to start at 2 or 1? Oh, yeah. That's a bunch of them.
Read that right quick.
Where do you want to start at?
Start at verse 1. You already know.
The book of Romans, chapter 3, verse 1. What advantage then hath the Jew? Or what profit is there of circumcision? Much every way.
Much what?
Much every way.
A precept that our beloved brother, Pastor Gino Jennings. Pray that that brother wake up, man. Because this brother straight up butchered this damn precept, man. I'm talking about butchered the precept. Salaki, read on out.
Much every way.
Much what?
Much every way.
Read on.
Chiefly
Mainly, read on.
because that unto them were committed the oracles of God.
So we the only nation that got the oracles of the Most High.
And who is the damn them, man? Who is them? This is crazy.
That
man.
is, man.
Who is them?
Psalms 147 and 19.
God, dang it, man. Man, Gino, man, look, like I said, man, when you sit back and when you watch these Christian pastors and when you watch how they butcher scripture, that should make you sick.
Yo.
Guess what? I don't care, just to watch heathens do bull crap to us should make you sick, man. Right? I'm talking about your mindset should be really like, it's time, like, I'm gonna tell brothers and sisters, it's time to lock in, man.
That's right.
It's really time to damn lock in, man. Let's go to Sirach 33 and 3. That's a good precept. Okay. There's more on that oracle.
Hold up. What's the thought? What are we bringing these precepts out for? What? Oracles. We want brothers to stay with us, man. We want sisters to stay with us. Yeah.
Read that out. What you want? Sirach 33 and 3.
Oh, okay. The book of Sirach, chapter 33, verse 3. A man of understanding trusteth in the law, and the law is faithful unto him as an oracle.
He said the law is faithful unto him as a what?
As an oracle.
As a dang on oracle.
That's right.
Right? So, our brothers and sisters, man, I want to ask brothers and sisters questions. I got some questions for y'all tonight.
Bring it out.
I got some questions for Brews and some She Brews tonight. She Brews. We gotta start with y'all first. How many how many major captivities have we had?
Sisters.
Dang, this
Move
one-
out the way.
Y'all
I know
these
it's Brother
sisters to the
Fred.
right
Something
keep
at
on
his
thinking, man.
I know it's Brother Fred.
And then he said 14. He said 14. Major. He said
I don't know, one of them sisters over there on the right side study keep saying something. The right side.
Tell we got some transformers up in this thing, man.
She Hebrews. How many sisters out? Y'all got to answer some questions. Hey, Fred said 14. Is he right or wrong? Sisters, I want y'all to name them backwards.
Oh, I got that.
No, well, we ain't gonna call on you.
For real.
We'll call somebody that don't have it.
I got it.
Yeah, we don't want it. Yeah, you ain't
That
getting
boy
it.
crazy.
I gotta get the smoke.
You don't want
You trying to get the smoke.
We hollering at it. We gonna put one in.
Corbin wanna do it.
Come on, Corman. Come on, Corman.
Come on, Carmen.
Let's go. Name them 7 captivities backwards.
backwards.
All right, hold on. We can't. Okay.
We can't hear him. We
Take your
can't hear him.
You said America. All right.
Since you're giving her her book, her note.
What's next?
Y'all sharing notes, ain't you?
Uh-huh.
It
No.
does
Yes,
matter.
it do.
It does matter. It
Somebody don't.
does
It does
matter.
matter.
It don't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on.
Try again. You said America. You was right with America. Which one came before America?
Oh, no, that wind started blowing.
Yeah, I
I'm
put
gonna
them
smoke now.
Did the lake move over?
All praise. Get that sister a hand, man.
I didn't hear, man. But y'all heard it. All praise.
Yeah, I heard.
Thank you, Sister Tiana.
Man, for real.
Yeah, who that? Sister Tiana.
Uh-huh.
Sister Tiana, where your Bible is?
She said, since y'all won't let me
Give
say
back,
it, I'm
give
gonna give
back.
it to her.
Who got some questions right quick? Who got some questions?
I got some questions for the brood, man.
For real.
I got a question for the brood. Give me a precept. Show me in the precept. Show me. I want 2 precepts from the brothers. Because we finna start getting a little hard on y'all. I need a precept for a lawyer and I need a precept for a doctor.
What you mean?
Just what I
Like
said.
what they should do as occupation or just in the scripture?
It's in the scripture.
Oh, got one. Hold on.
What you got?
Certain precepts to stand up.
38
Yeah, so right there.
and 1.
That's good for the physician. Sirach
Right.
38:1 is good for the physician.
Job 13-4,
For what?
For the lawyer.
position.
Okay. What is? I need something else. I asked y'all too. He gave me one for the physician, for the doctor.
Y'all bet.
Luke 11:45.
Luke 11:45.
I learned at the same time.
Go to Luke 11:45.
Save it.
Go to Luke 11:45 right quick.
Luke 11:45.
Y'all get there, read it. When you get there, read it out.
Said 11:35.
11:45.
The book of St. Luke, chapter 11, verse 45. Then answers one of the lawyers and said unto him, Master, thus saying, thou reproachest us also.
Why did I? This is why I asked for. Okay, in the Bible it talks about a physician, about somebody that's healing or somebody that's supposed to help somebody to.
Hey,
man,
Hey man, if y'all kind of sit beside each other and talk, hey man, go move over. Y'all need to move away from each other. Split the-
We're gonna separate.
Sit down Indian style by
For real.
the fire.
Hey man, y'all must want us to pass y'all through the fire like Molech.
Boy,
Pass these youngsters through the fire. So in the Bible it talks about a physician being someone that can heal, someone that works with medicine. But in Luke chapter 11 or in Mark and Matthew, when it goes and talking about a lawyer, these lawyers are what?
say it again.
He said judges.
He said wicked.
He said wicked.
I need more because what was these lawyers in Luke?
Like scribes and Pharisees.
They was like scribes and Pharisees. They were people that knew the law, but they was doing wickedly. That's why the Lord said, you say whatever they say, you be it to them, do as they say, but not as they do, right? Because these was the lawyers, like you say, lawyers in the Bible goes into. That's the reason why. What do you think right now? These lawyers right now that we got in this personal world, man, them lawyers be wicked as hell. Right. Thinking about the same thing. They go from being wicked in the Bible to being wicked right in front of your face.
That's right.
Right.
Let's go get that, man. Let's go to the book of Acts, chapter 5, verse 34. Read this out.
The book of Acts, chapter 5, verse 34. Then stood there up one in the council, a Pharisee, named Gamaliel, a doctor of law.
A doctor of the what?
A doctor of law.
A doctor of the law. Read on up.
Had in reputation among all the people, and commanded to put the apostles forth a little space.
So we see that, guess what? Gamaliel was a doctor of the law. Who learned under Gamaliel? Any brother know?
You said under the Gamaliel?
Who learned under Gamaliel?
Paul.
Paul did. What's the precept? No, the precept.
He said, who learned up on the Gamaliel?
No, I don't got the precept.
Man, he pick it Bible. Everybody waiting on you in there.
Acts 22 and 3.
Say it again.
Acts 22 and 3.
Let's get that right quick.
My bad.
Make sure y'all write it down, man.
The book of Acts, chapter 22, verse 3. I am verily a man which am a Jew, born in Tarsus, a city in Sicilia, yet brought up in this city at the feet of Gamaliel.
When it says brought up at the feet of Gamaliel, that means he what?
He learned from him.
He sat down and learned from Gamaliel. Read on up.
Come. And taught according to the perfect manner of the law of the fathers.
And taught what he learned from Gamaliel after the perfect manner of the law. Read on up.
And was zealous towards God.
Read that again.
And was zealous towards God.
And because we hear this plenty of time that Paul didn't keep the law, what the hell was he teaching it for if he wasn't keeping it? Right. These are precepts that brothers got to have in their arsenal, man. Read on up.
As ye all are this day.
So we see that our forefathers, Brother Paul, he did what? He kept the law. What's another precept showing that Paul kept the law? Let's get there right quick.
The book of Romans, chapter 7, verse 1. Know ye not, brethren, for I speak to them that know the law, how that the law had dominion over a man as long as he liveth.
Read that second part again,
How that the law had dominion over a man as long as he liveth.
So, beloved brother Paul literally said that, guess what? The law has dominion over a man as... Yeah, not... I want to make it simpler.
Kind of like being from the...
What's another word from being free? Having what?
Liberation.
Say it again. Who said it?
Grace.
Having grace. Liberty, grace, mercy. This is what this is going into, man. Let's read that right quick.
The book of James, chapter 1, verse 25. But whoso looketh into the perfect law of liberty.
Meaning what? Having liberty from the law of sin and death, from the sacrificial law. Having grace, having mercy. Not being put to death for certain sins that you accumulated. Read that again,
James chapter 1, verse 25. But whoso looketh into the perfect law of liberty and continueth therein.
And continue it therein. Read it on.
he being not a forgetful hearer.
Read that again.
He being not a forgetful hearer.
Because you have brothers and sisters, man. As soon as we close the Bible, they'll forget for hearer. As soon as they're not around brothers and sisters, they all forget for hearer. You know, they're whores, they're whoremongers. You know, lustful spirits, envious, hateful spirits. They close the Bible. That's why it's pivotal that you do what? Keep the Bible open. Read on up.
Con. And continue therein.
And continue therein. Read on.
He being not a forgetful hearer, but a doer of the work.
And that's the point, man. We got to be a doer of the work. Read on up.
This man shall be blessed in his deed.
This man, guess what? Shall be blessed, man. Most like I seen you keeping the commandments, how the angels recording. Like they say, you don't think that this ain't a beautiful thing, man? You seeing these brothers and sisters that's waking up. Guess what? Denying the lust of the flesh, denying the world, trying to strive to keep the commandments. It's a beautiful thing, man. Any questions out there? What y'all got, man? Cause y'all know we got some.
Let's get that precept for that liberty.
Where you want to go?
Let's go to Psalm chapter 119 right quick. Start at verse 43. Psalm chapter 119 and verse 43. Yeah.
Yes, in his face.
Yeah.
The book of Psalms, chapter 119, verse 143.
Verse 43.
Oh, Salaki. Verse 43. Psalm chapter 119, verse 43. And take not the word of truth utterly out of my mouth.
Right, read.
For I have hoped in thy judgments.
Right, read on.
So shall I keep thy law continually, forever and ever.
Read.
And I will walk at liberty, for I will seek thy precepts.
Right, so this is going into what Ak is touching on in James chapter 1 and verse 25, man. The law of liberty, which goes into the precepts, which goes into the law, man. Right, read.
Verse 46. I will speak of thy testimonies also before kings. It will not be ashamed.
Right, read on.
And I will delight myself in thy commandments, which I have loved.
Right, so guess what? The law of liberty goes into the Most High, what the Most High God is saying, it goes into the laws, man. Go ahead,
Let's go to 2 Corinthians 3 and 17.
Took the wrong time.
He in the game. He just
2 Corinthians 3.
Let's just start at 15.
The book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 3, verse 15.
Bring it out.
But even unto this day, when Moses is read, the veil is upon their heart.
So the veil is still upon some of my brothers and sisters, because a lot of times the veil upon them because they don't give Christ his glory, man, of being that grace for us, man. That liberty that we have is Christ dying for us to be that grace. So when you don't, a lot of people don't accept Christ. A lot of people don't believe in Christ. Right? They don't give him his glory on that, man. And the veil is upon their hearts, even upon this day. Read.
Nevertheless, when it shall turn to the Lord.
But when we turn to the Lord, like we're doing right now, read.
The veil shall be taken away.
And that's what we're doing. We're doing righteous acts to receive that grace to keep continuing to do this thing, to add on what? Jerubbaal favorite, one of Jerubbaal's favorite scriptures, to add up what? Treasures for the kingdom. See, when we receive the grace, now we are able to put what? We're able to put righteous acts together to what? Set up treasures for the kingdom, man. That's what it's about. Read.
Verse 17. Now the Lord is that spirit.
Now the Lord is that spirit. Read.
And where the spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty.
And where the spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. Right? What is that spirit that we're talking about? Who is that spirit?
Christ.
Who?
Christ.
Christ, right? Well, the spirit of the Lord, what is the spirit going into?
The law.
Or the word of God, right? According to John 6:63. So that spirit is the word of God. It said where that spirit is, where Christ is, there is your liberty as well. Because Christ gave us that grace. Christ is grace. He has our ability to what? Continue to put these righteous rehearsals together. All right.
Who did Christ set up to be the rock of the church?
Peter.
What's the precept? You go to the book of Matthew, chapter 16 and verse 18. But that's how brothers and sisters gotta be, man. The rock, foundation, unmovable when it comes to this truth, man. You know, a lot of times brothers and sisters, like I say, brothers are looking for other brothers to do it. That's why we always tell brothers, especially the brothers that watch us online, you know, they ask us, hey, once that God put on your spirit, hey, you can start to set up battle axe in these different areas, man. You know, it take diligent brothers, man. Take brothers to do those things, man. Read this.
The book of Matthew, chapter 16, verse 18. And I say also unto thee that thou art Peter, and upon this rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it.
Meaning what? Captivity, debt. These things should not prevent the Most High God's chosen for doing what? Establishing his nation on the planet Earth, man. Up under his laws, statutes, and commandments. These things won't be prevented, man. Read on,
Hold on. He said he made Peter the rock of the church. Not the whole entire planet.
Right.
Right? And this is something that I got like Aka's going into, man. This is something that bro should be just, like you said, these things should be jumping out at bro. Like certain keywords should be just jumping out. Right? Rock of the church, right? Go ahead, Ak.
Read on, Ak.
Verse 19. And I will give unto thee the keys of the kingdom of heaven. And whatsoever thou shalt bind on earth shall be bound in heaven. Whatsoever
meaning the things that you set your mind for to do, guess what? Those things will be bound. You being recorded, man. Whatever your mind is concentrated on and focused on, man, that's what's being recorded. Read on, Ak.
Whatsoever thou shalt loose on earth shall be loosed in heaven.
Read on.
Then charged he his disciples that they should tell no man that he was Yahushua the Christ.
Because we got to understand Christ's interaction with the disciples, man, that was on a heavy level, man. Remember, Christ was opening up some deep things to them, man. And we can only pray that, guess what, we'll be able to see Christ in his second coming, man. Just imagine the understanding, even just on a small note. You know, how can you measure the wind? Or even like we always at, the weight of fire. Man, that's some heavy stuff right there, man. Let's go to the book of Wisdom of Solomon right quick. Chapter 7. Go ahead,
Brother Roger Top. Who else is a rock? Yeah.
Peter.
We just said
Just
Peter.
said that.
That's why your name ain't Razzatop.
Who said that? Who said that? Brother Hosea?
No, brother Obadiah.
Obadiah. Brother Obadiah, who else is a rock?
Peter.
And who else?
The rock.
Who else?
Christ.
That's right.
Right. Christ is the ultimate rock. But who else though? Abraham, who else is a rock?
I was gonna say what he said.
Yeah. I'm looking for a brother to give me a great.
Besides Christ and Peter.
I'm looking for a brother to give me a great ass answer.
I was gonna say First Corinthians 10.
What's another word for a rock? What else we use to build? What did we use
Stone.
to build? Huh?
Stone.
So who else is a stone?
Mashiach.
Chief cornerstone. Who else is a stone, brother? Asher.
Yeah.
Who else is a stone? A rock.
The Most High.
Hosea, give us who is the stone, Hosea?
Ain't nobody gonna give me the stone. Ain't nobody gonna give me a rock. Who?
1 Samuel 2:2.
Ehud. Who else is a stone or a rock? Come on, man.
He said, "Our God, the rock."
We already established Christ. We already know. Peter, Christ.
Talking about the Most High.
The Most High God is the ultimate rock. Who else though?
Israel.
Israel. So who else then? Who else a rock then?
Oh, he's stomping y'all. He's stomping y'all, bro.
I ain't even stomping.
Y'all getting stomped.
It's us. But who? I want to know who else is a rock? You there? Us? Who is us?
Israel.
No, he said that.
Who all is in us? Who that Donald? You said that, right?
Yeah, I said that.
You a rock, man.
Right.
Abraham, you a rock. Barakiah a rock. We are rocks, man.
Oh.
We are rocks as well, man.
You want to rock right now?
I need a precept, man. We them stones, man.
Oh no, I don't know that one.
I gave y'all key word.
Oh, First Peter.
And Oxjo did he tried to throw the alley oop, man. First Peter what, man?
First Peter
2 and 5.
They start at 5, man.
Start at 4.
Let's start at 4, yeah. Come on, man. I want to hear. I'm a rock. Shit. We trying to build this house back, man.
That's right.
We out here trying to build this house right now, man. We are rocks, man. We are those stones, man.
Take every brick to build.
Because the same way they disallow Christ is the same way they talk, ridicule, and disallow us, man. Right? Read this, man.
Come, the book of First Peter, chapter 2, verse 4. To whom, coming as unto a living stone, disallowed indeed of men.
What?
Disallowed indeed of men.
Disallowed indeed of men. Read.
But chosen of God
But
and
what?
precious. But chosen of God and precious.
Now we know this is going into who? Christ, right? But this is also going into us, man. Read.
Ye also as lively stones are built upon a spiritual house.
But ye also are lively stones, man. We all are stones sitting out here today trying to build up this spiritual house, man.
That's right.
Putting these laws back into this world that they don't give a damn about, man. We are all lively stones. Now we know that Christ is that ultimate what?
Cornerstone.
He's that cornerstone, right? And everything is built around that cornerstone to make a great foundation. But in order to have a good house, we gotta all put our own brick in. That's what we always say. You gotta be that stone. Read on.
Come. Ye also as lively stones are built up a spiritual house, an holy priesthood.
What are we?
A holy priesthood.
We are a holy priesthood. Read.
To offer up spiritual sacrifice acceptable to Yahweh by Hamashiach Yahweh Shah.
What are the spiritual sacrifices we throwing up to be these stones?
Our
bodies or our tabernacles. The happy feast of tabernacle.
I mean, you know what? Just to think about what I'm going into about the stones and about the rocks, and to about how the Lord building this house. Man, you got to think on how the Lord, just like how Christ told Peter he was the rock of the church. Man, how much trust he had to put in Peter.
That's right.
And how much trust he had to put into all of us that came into this too, man. The Lord really put a whole bunch of trust in us, man.
That's right, man.
Right, that we'll do the right thing, man. Go ahead,
brothers got to make sure they're doing their job too. Let's go to Sirach chapter 14 and verse 25.
The book of Sirach, chapter 14, verse 25. He shall pitch his tent nigh unto her.
Read that again.
He shall pitch his tent nigh unto her.
Your tabernacle, your spirit. Remember, this is going into what? A similitude for wisdom. When brothers and sisters are pitching their tent, their tabernacle, their house, their spirit, according to wisdom, read on.
Come. And shall lodge in a lodging where good things are.
Read that again.
He shall pitch his tent nigh unto her, and shall lodge in a lodging where good things are.
The good things were, the good things are. That's right. Talking about the commandments as well. You want to make sure that brothers and sisters stay filled with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, man. This is what actually sustains the tent that you are building, man. Your tabernacles. Remember, like we say, we're thinking on a physical sense, but the tabernacles is on a much, much deeper and spiritual sense, man. So like your physical sense, the opposite of that. So we have to understand and partake in these things. Read that again from the top.
Come. The book of Sirach, chapter 14, verse 25. He shall pitch his tent nigh unto her, and shall lodge in a lodging where good things are.
Read on.
He shall set his children under her shelter.
Read that again.
He shall set his children under her shelter.
Also having the children that you birth, that guess what? That are your children. Guess what? Having them in order under wisdom as well, man. Like we say, who else is going to continue in our generations, man, if not our church? Guiding and teaching them. Teaching them that guess what? Yes, tabernacles is about having fun, but guess what? It's about keeping the commandments of the Most High first, man. We want to have fun. We enjoy the church. Like we say, we play mini games, splat, volleyball, football, all type of games out here, man, and many more tomorrow. Read on up.
He shall set his children under her shelter, and shall lodge under her branches.
Read on.
By her he shall be covered from heat.
From what?
From heat.
Heat makes reference to what?
Tribulation.
Tribulation and affliction. Meaning the Most High God is giving us a covering. He's giving us shade, man. Read on up.
And in her glory shall he dwell.
And that's the point, man. This is what wisdom gives us to, man. Any brothers and sisters got any questions? Y'all know it's dark. I can barely see out here. You got to raise your light up high.
Huh? It's about a certain precept.
You bring a certain precept out there.
It's to explain liberty. Could you use 1 Peter 2:16?
1 Peter 2:16. Let's get there right quick. Read that out.
The book of 1 Peter, chapter 2, verse 16. As free, and not using your liberty for a cloak of maliciousness, but as the servants of God.
Read verse 16 again.
As
Start up. Hold up.
Yeah, you got to
Start up.
13.
I want to start at verse 13.
Yeah.
1 Peter, chapter 2, verse 13. Submit yourselves to every ordinance of man for the Lord's sake, whether it be to the king as supreme, or unto governors as unto them that are sent by him, for the punishment of evildoers, and for the praise of them that do well.
Read on.
For so is the will of God, that with well doing ye may put to silence the ignorance of foolish men.
Read on.
As free, and not using your liberty for a cloak of maliciousness, but as the servants of God.
So yeah, it is. That's a great precept.
Because what is your liberty going into again? Grace. That's right.
That's right.
Anybody know what a cloak is?
Yes.
It's like something that covers you. Something used for like a protection, right? That's right. Like a covering or something used to protect you, right? It said don't use your cloak maliciously. Right? Don't that's what Christians do, man. That's a Christian cut up, boy.
Right, it is.
Because they'll throw their 5 field. Right? They are using their cloak maliciously.
Again, I want to see what brother, even how I down, it should have instantly resonated with a certain precept. Read it again,
16?
Yeah.
Verse 16, as free, and not using your liberty for a cloak of maliciousness.
So that liberty is going into what?
Grace.
Grace. Maliciousness is going into what? Sin. Read on,
But as the servants of God.
What precept could a brother put with that?
Hebrews 10 and 26.
Romans 6 and 1.
Say it again,
Romans 6
Romans 6
and 1.
and 1.
Right.
Let's get that.
Grace.
That's the precept, man. Paul, remember, Paul is saying the same thing using what? Different words.
Right.
This is literally saying just because we got grace don't mean you can keep sinning. It's saying the same thing. He just uses it. Read this out.
The book of Romans, chapter 6, verse 1. What shall we say then? Shall we continue in sin that grace may abound?
Shall we continue in sin, maliciousness, just because we got grace? Read on.
God forbid.
That means hell no. Read on.
How shall we?
How shall
we that are dead to sin live any longer therein?
Saying the same thing. Paul repeats himself. He's just so eloquent. He's not using the same words, but it's always doing what conveying the same meaning. So yeah, that's something that you could use in that James, but it really precepts with that Romans chapter 6 verse 1. I got another. I want a sister to answer this. Let's go to the book of Hebrews. Book of Wisdom of Solomon chapter 7. See what sister's paying attention. We ain't got long. I know it's a little cool out here. Well, it is the Sabbath. Happy Sabbath. Read this out.
Which one?
Verse 17.
Okay. The book of
17.
Gotcha. The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, verse 17. who hath given me certain knowledge of the things that are, namely to know how the world was made and the operation of the elements.
What sister can answer that? What is that going into? The periodic table. Keep reading.
Good. The beginning times, the alterations of the turning of the sun.
What is that going into, sisters? The alterations of the turning of the sun. What do they call it today?
Oh, I thought that was in the G.
Read it again. The what? The alterations of the turning of the sun. What would we call that today? Say it again. Astrology. Read on.
Good. And the change of seasons.
What would we call that today, sisters? Meteorology. Read on out.
Good. The circus of years and the position of stars.
That's also to what? Astrology. Read on out.
The natures of living creatures.
What is this going into, sisters? Biology. Read on.
The natures of living creatures and the furies of wild beasts. The violence of winds.
The violence of winds also goes into what? Meteorology. Read on up.
In the reasonings of men.
What is the reasonings of men going into? Psychology. Read on up.
The diversities of plants.
What is that going into?
Botany, boy. That's right.
Read up.
In the virtues of roots.
And the virtues of roots. Read on up.
In all such things as are either secret or manifest. Them I know.
So we see that King Solomon knew all these things, man. He knew all these things. What brothers and sisters was thinking, why they thought the way that they thought. He knew good, and he also knew what?
Evil.
He knew evil as well, man. Hey, we trying to have it to where what? We'll never know evil, man. You know, that's the goal ultimately to do what? To be striving for, man. Let's go to the book of 2nd Ezra. You got some up? Let's go to 2nd Ezra chapter 14. Who also knew the beginning, midst, and ending of times?
Moses.
Let's get that.
Moses.
Who said Moses? Who said Ezra?
That's right. There's a lot of them, man. Say. Who will?
Daniel.
Who asked for our wisdom to understand and know to know good and evil? You have to know it all. Solomon, man.
Let's read this right quick. 2nd Ezra chapter 14. Start at verse 1.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 14, verse 1. And it came to pass upon the third day, I sat under an oak, and behold, there came a voice out of a bush over against me.
Who was that voice out of that bush?
Christ.
Christ. Read on now.
And said, Edris, Edris. And I said, Here I am, Lord. And I stood up upon my feet. Then said he unto me, In the bush I did manifestly reveal myself unto Moses, and talk with him when my people served in Egypt. And I sent him and led my people out of Egypt and brought him up to the Mount of Sinai, where I held him by me a long season.
How long was that long season, brothers or sisters?
40 days.
40 days. What was he doing in those 40 days?
Learning the
And what else? Fasting. Do brothers know that? Read on.
And told him many wondrous things, and showed him the secrets of the times and the end, and commanded him, saying, These words shalt thou declare.
What does that part mean? These words shalt thou declare.
Right openly, give it to the people.
Straight commandments.
Make it plain.
Make it plain. Read on.
And these shalt thou hide.
And these shalt thou what?
Hide.
Meaning what?
Terrible similitude.
Parables,
Dark sayings.
That's right.
Parables and similitudes.
The words that that was his was only to the wise men that knew the law.
That's right. What precept is that?
What? What did he say?
Proverbs 12:23. Proverbs 12:23.
Psalms 111:10.
Say that again. What you said out?
Proverbs 12:23.
No, what you said from the beginning.
Oh.
They only gave it to who?
Oh, these words shall thou. The words shall thou prayer, and these shall thy hide. The words that he declared to the people was the teaching the laws. And the word that he hid was for the wise men that had wisdom.
What precept is that?
St. Matthew 13 and 11.
14 to 45.
Yeah, that's the one I'm looking for. Jump over to 2nd Ezra chapter 14, verse 45. Because he gave it to Moses and he also gave it to who? Ezra. To do the same commandment. Read this.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 14, verse 45. And it came to pass, when the 40 days were fulfilled, that the highest spake, saying, the first that thou hast written, publish openly.
Saying the same thing, make it plain. Giving them the book of the laws. Easy commandments to understand. Leviticus chapter 21, verse 5. Numbers chapter 15, verse 38. Love your brother as you love yourself. Honor your father and your mother. Thou shalt not lie. Thou shalt not steal. Read on.
Good. The first that thou hast written, publish openly, that the worthy and unworthy may read it.
That the worthy and unworthy may read. Meaning the righteous and what?
The wicked.
And the wicked. Read on that.
But keep the 70 last, that thou mayest deliver them openly to such as be wise among the people.
Now this right here make it a little hard to be understood. Going into what? Parables, similitudes, and dark sayings. Because everybody is not known to, guess what? To get the mysteries of the Most High. This is not for everybody, man.
And you know, some people use these things right here as a tactic to bring in religion.
That's right.
Because some brothers read this and they, guess what? I done heard brothers read it and they'll start reading the Book of Mormon. Or they'll start reading Enoch, Jasher. They'll start reading them books, man. Right? Because they say, oh man, the Lord gave it to us, and you know what I'm saying? No. Mormon, the Book of Mormon wrote by Edomite. Right? So the Lord wasn't giving them the oracles of God. Right? Even when you read the book of Jasher, why the brothers not? Why we don't read the book of Jasher? I'm gonna see what brothers feeling. Why we don't read the book of Jasher?
It's not canon.
It's not canon, right? Because in the book of Jasher, what it had Isaac being 40 years old and Rebecca was how old?
10 years old.
Hey, what scripture can you pull to try to justify that? All right.
Because it tells you in the scriptures a young woman of marriageable age.
Right.
Come on, man. Keep reading on that, 2nd Ezra.
Verse 47. For in them is the spring of understanding, the fountains of wisdom, and the stream of knowledge.
And the what?
In the stream of knowledge.
Read on.
Verse 48. And I did so.
So guess what? Ezra got the straight commandments and he did so, man. Like we said, we can learn a lot about our forefathers, man. About Jerubbaal, about Joshua. What time did Jerubbaal and Joshua walk in, twin? See if brothers be...
Like you talking about the captivity?
Yeah, what captivity were they in? Joshua and Jerubbaal.
I don't know that one.
Who can help him out? What you got? Who can help him out?
Was it the Medo-Persian?
The Medo-Persian. And like you say, only 2 answers, you can quickly start to level it down real quick.
Because they was what? Rebuilding the temple.
That's right. They were commissioned to rebuild the temple. Joshua and Ezra was commissioned to build the temple. Who was commissioned to build the wall? Nehemiah.
Yeah,
Nehemiah. This is what brothers and sisters must meditate on. Jump over
Who was commissioned to repair the temple?
Solomon.
To repair?
It was Ezra. That was Ezra and Nehemiah.
And who else?
The Maccabees.
And the Maccabees.
That's right.
Right.
Can't forget that one.
Don't forget about that.
A lot of people do forget that.
That's right.
Let's go to 2nd Ezra. You got something? Let's go to 2nd Ezra chapter 13, chapter 14, verse 40.
That's why I said you got to remember that's dedication. Yeah. That's right. You could have said it out loud.
The book of 2 Ezra, chapter 14, verse
Bible.
40. And I took it and drank. And when I had drunk of it, my heart uttered understanding, and wisdom grew in my breast. For my spirit,
For my what?
for my spirit, strengthened my memory.
Read that last part again.
For my spirit, strengthened my memory.
What does that mean? Can any brother break that down? Can any brother break it down?
Man, right, get any sister.
Can any sister break it down? If one of my sisters want to break it down right quick.
You want to take a stab at Abraham? You can raise your hand, putting it back down.
Go ahead,
Fasting and studying, it helps you in your different kind of learning skills. It helps you retain more.
That's right. That's a good answer.
That's okay. What would you get that from, though? Give me a precept.
Psalms 119 and 104.
Paraphrase.
Do thy precepts like it understanding.
But it gets more than that. Okay, I'll help you out.
Blessed is the man that
Yeah,
read
you
it.
not run. That's right, brother Ash.
Because this goes into the thing that we be saying. Like, Bruce, y'all say everything that's right, but you ain't just hitting on the right. That's why the Lord said, he said, you shall decrease and the Lord shall do what? Yeah. That's going into strengthening your memory. Right? Brothers and sisters, get that. As you decrease, the Lord increase.
By a show of hands, how many brothers and sisters came into the truth by somebody and they not in the truth they self no more? I know we have that do occur a lot of times, man. You know, brothers and sisters, most I gotta put it on their spirit to let you know about the truth, but then he'll take their ass out the truth, man. You know, I know we all got stories like those things, man. I ain't gonna lie, that's just something for brothers and sisters to constantly meditate on.
I always like to hear Capt Benaniyah, man. When you heard about the truth, what you want to do to your pastor?
Man, say, I ain't gonna lie, my brother, he crazy as hell, man. And he like listening to the truth. And when I heard, I was pissed off at my pastor. My brother, like, what you want to do, man? My brother, what you trying? I can't roll up on him. Say, we can roll up on him, man. Say, we can roll up on him, and I'll stand guard, and you just read the scriptures, brother. And I'm like, it hurt me, but I knew I wasn't built up enough. But don't think I didn't want to bust down them damn doors.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He done died off years ago, but I did. I ain't gonna even lie, because like that, we've been reading the Bible this whole time. You've been reading this, and nigga, you ain't seen this. But even like Captain Yara brought out, guess what? The Most High God had a veil over him.
Right.
I say that to say, if the Most High God used people to bring you into the truth, you have to be careful about you talking to people so you don't be pulled out of the truth.
That's right. We say it's a revolving door all the time. A lot of people and a lot of brothers and sisters online, you know, we can't get to brothers and sisters. We in Dallas. We want to be able to push the battle axe across the four corners of the earth, but we can't. At the same time, like we tell brothers and sisters, we can't hold y'all hand in this walk because then nobody hold our hand, right? And ain't nobody gonna hold your hand like the Most High God will. If you want to lean on something, lean on the scripture, lean on the Most High God, right? Because a lot of people be looking for that. Oh, hold my hand. We can't do that. Because ain't nobody gonna hold our hand in this walk, man. Because as quickly as you can be in this truth, the quicker you can get your ass out. So you got to make sure that you have a strong foundation. That's why the Lord tell you to have a strong foundation, man. Real. Because if you built on stony ground, man, guess what? You're gonna teeter-totter in the truth, man. That's right. And if you got somebody holding your hand or not, eventually you're gonna want to let go of that hand. Right. So a lot of people, they want to let go. You can be holding the hand and still let go.
I'm asking y'all a question. How many people, for the ones that raise y'all hand, how many people that the person that brought you into the truth, they not in the truth, but you battled that person a couple times? Have y'all battled them a couple times?
I battled a couple times.
Man, that's a sight to see. I ain't gonna lie, cause the person that introduced me into the truth, I battled him a couple times, man. Like as I was getting built up, I battled him a couple times. I think the last conversation we had, the brother said that Christ already came back. He already walking the earth. I was like, man, no. I said, cause if that's the case, then it's been a lot of things didn't occur that the Bible said is supposed to been already happened already. Right. And so I mean, after that, man, the brother started turning to a Moorish Muslim. Right? But I want to ask brothers and sisters a question. How y'all get into the truth? Come on, start with Abraham. How you get into the truth?
Hey man, short and sweet, brother.
Short and sweet.
Don't tell your whole life story, man.
My brother read me a verse, and then the Lord gave it increase.
So you want to know more?
Short and sweet. Nah, that was real short.
One of y'all.
He did.
He called one of y'all.
Big con on that. What you got, Officer Bear?
So I was practicing Islam, and my little brother, he was like, "Look, I got something to show you," and he showed me a video of HOI, and they going in, and it just, man, the Lord had lifted the veil off my eyes immediately, and I got it, and I understood. I'm not supposed to be learning damn Arab, you know. I'm supposed to be learning Hebrew. I am a Hebrew, so that's how I learned about the truth.
Officer Keenan, what you got, man?
Me and my wife was on vacation in San Antonio, and my brother brought us in. He was telling us about it at first, like most Christians. I was kind of like rejecting it, but on the way back, the good Lord kind of put on my mind, call him and ask him some questions. And when I called, he walked it through over the phone using the Bible. So that's what kind of woke us up.
Oh, praise. Who's next over there? Mama Mariah right here. Go ahead, Mother Mariah.
After being a Christian for 40 years, I was looking for something online, and BattleAxes came on, and with that series that they had, so I looked at that, and I knew.
Oh, praise. Go ahead, Brother Obadiah.
I was associate pastor at a church, and I just didn't like Christianity.
I'll praise. I'll praise.
Next over there.
Sister Elaine.
Huh?
I just answered it.
Oh, you answered.
Yeah, he answered.
Yeah, I answered for me and her.
Oh, twin.
Go ahead,
Twin.
I was in the hospital for like 2 weeks dealing with the sickle cell thing, and like when they let me out the hospital, I told my mom, I was like, man, God, he can't be real.
You ain't gonna be able to hear twin. He hoarse.
Yeah, God can't be real because I can't be going through what I'm going through if there's a God, right? And when I got home, I said, God, if you real, you're gonna have to show me. The next day, I turned on YouTube and I seen, I think it was IUIC, and I was like, dang, he is real. Like, I found out the truth through them, but I'm at the Battle Axes. I'll praise.
I'll praise.
That's pretty much how I found out, because going through sickness and stuff.
Man.
All right, Don. We hear that. I was doing a lot of wicked stuff at the time, and I was always watching Brother Uriah Byron. We grew up together. I was always watching his little lives when he would teach. So one day I seen World War III popping up. I ain't want to die, not knowing, nothing. I hit him up. He sent me WFI and Battle Axes, and shit, that was it.
Oh, praise. Yeah. Who next over there?
I come into the truth, man. I was listening for a while, man. It was a conversation with my father that passed, and it was all with my cousins, and they had a little light on them, and they was dropping the name of the Most High name. And after that, the seed was planted. I just started seeing videos, and man, I started looking. I seen that he was undefeated, going against different doctrines and stuff, man. And it just after video, watching General Hassard and a lot of the elders of Precepts, and I don't know how they started getting out of it. And I just fell in love with it. And I just watched videos after videos, and man, and that was like the seed was planted, man. It was just, and it took a little while, but I praise to the Most High, man. I started hearkening to His word.
All praise. Brother Salah. Go ahead and speak loud and proud. We call him King.
Oh, Brother Bala, go ahead.
I saw this debate with my wife. I think it was Gorilla going against this scholar, and I noticed the scholar never used any of the Bible. And this guy that kind of act like me and look like me, he was going through scriptures and cutting him up. And I just wanted to know more, and that's kind of how the seed got there. And then I saw y'all downtown. I saw
I was, man. I was out there all
He
day.
was. He came down there and say,
with that notepad.
We on video.
Who next over there?
Brother Jonathan. Man, you gotta talk loud.
I came into the truth a couple years ago. I overheard a phone call at work, and it was Capt Benaniyah bringing it out on the Hamite at 3 in the morning.
I'll praise.
That'll teach you.
that'll do it, won't it? That'll do it.
That'll teach you.
That'll do it. You remember that?
Twin. Twin, the other twin. Oh, no, go ahead.
Reynard.
Southside.
Southside.
Just on YouTube, looking at a lot of Egypt history, and then Israelite videos start popping up, and I see they had the Bible, so I just saw a bunch of camp breakdowns, and I just didn't know all that stuff was in the Bible, so I was listening for about 6 months, and I just threw some fringes on, and I found Battle Axes, and I came pulled up on y'all down there.
I'll praise. That's how you do it.
Who next over there?
Twin.
Hosea.
Twin.
Oh, twin.
Go ahead, Doc. Go ahead, twin.
Kind of similar to my brother story, but I wasn't in the hospital. I was like at the house when he came back from the hospital. He was pissed off and shit. And
man,
I
fuck,
heard
bro.
him say he about to give up on like God and everything. And I found out through YouTube the same way he found out, but it was a dude talking about black people are the real Hebrew Israelites, and I could prove it to you. And he went through the scriptures and proved it. And that shit just like blew my mind. And ever since then, like I never doubted it. Like when I heard it, I never doubted that. I was like, that's it right there. So I learned off of YouTube.
Praise. Who next over there? Brother Hosea? Go ahead, Doc.
I got the truth was I was in a point in time in my life where I was stopped believing in God because I was in Catholicism, and they were pushing a lot of false doctrine. But I was working with a brother that was in the Battle Axes, and he just kept on showing me these videos. At first I didn't want to hear it. I was like hardening my heart, and then little by little I started listening to the videos that he was playing. We started talking about scriptures more and more every day, and finally he brought me over to the old building, and I started reading and basically keeping the commandments from there.
Praise. Who next?
Anybody, y'all can volunteer.
Yeah, I came into the knowledge of the truth. I was going to this church called Miracle Word Revival Center. They were going on the Sabbath, but they wasn't like doing like y'all was doing. But they was, had a form of godliness. But it was a brother Lahat. Me and him were going to the same church. And one day he had came in with some fringes on. And when I seen when he had them fringes on, I said, man, where you get them fringes at? And he said, you guys out here in Dallas. And I said, what's the name of it? He said, the Battle Axe. And I told him, I said, say, man, I want you to give me they number, but I want to come visit out there. And he gave me y'all number, man. That's when I called y'all. Y'all gave me the address to come out there ever since.
Yeah, I remember that.
Who next over there?
It was Katrina that day.
You up?
I found out about. I didn't put out. I found
What you got your hat covered?
When I was younger.
Nah, it's open at the top.
Top of it.
Oh yeah. Go ahead,
That's why I put it up.
It was covered.
When I was younger, I had a dream that Christ was black, right?
and I took it to my family, and they're like, nah, that ain't true. And as I got older, like probably like my 20s or whatever, I kept thinking, okay, he gotta be black, he gotta be black. So once I got into my 30s, probably around like 35, I met a brother, I was gangbanging, and I thought the dude was like in a rival gang or whatever. And couldn't find out he was wearing something that had to do with Israelites. So I asked him, was he in a certain gang? He's like, nah, I'm an Israelite. He's like, you are too. And I was like, well, what's that? He said, did you know that Christ was black? And then right there, it's like a light bulb flipped on. He gave me a Bible and he gave me a Apocrypha. And from there, I've been rocking ever since.
I'll praise.
All right.
All right. Ezra.
Well, I kind of found like 2 YouTube videos. One said like this little white boy died and went to heaven and said Jesus was a nigger or something like that. Then I seen another video was Jesus hung from a cross or from a tree. And from then I found like GMS. Then I was watching a street teaching videos or whatnot. Ended up seeing IUIC on the corner. Went over there. And then I started watching with them for about 7 weeks. Came out of there. It wasn't for me. But I came over here when I was
Done.
I'll praise.
I'll praise.
Sure.
Who next?
Who next? Volunteer.
Just call them out, Officer Burkhardt.
Yeah, go ahead.
Who got their flash? Who got a flashlight?
Yeah, man, you can shine a light on.
We got it. Go ahead, Ash.
Who got a flashlight?
I got it. Go ahead, Ash.
I found out the truth when I was at work some years and years ago. I was working a whole lot, and I just started thinking, like,
that brother Daniel,
man, this can't be it. You know, I go to work, I come home, I see my kids, and I lay down, and that's my day every single day. And I'm like, it's got to be more to this.
Right.
And the Most High brought a brother in my life I grew up with, and he was telling me the truth, but he was the dope man at the same time, but I didn't know no better. So, long story short, you know, I came into the truth, and I don't know if the brother's still in the truth now. His mom and my mom go to the same church, and I've tried to find him. I have no idea where he's at, but he was a big dope man. But he had the precepts at first. I don't know what he got now.
I'll praise it.
Brother Daniel.
Brother Daniel, go ahead.
Spotlight on. I'm from
Man, you think they'll come touch some children?
Because we know they brought bacon.
What they do with us?
at the bottom of it. I was watching that.
Let's
At
do
the
it.
bottom, it was showing some Israelites around there. So watch.
Speak up a little bit out.
I said at the bottom of the channel, they had some clips down there on YouTube. And I was trying to find clips down there. There was Israelite camps down there, and I started watching.
Okay.
I'll praise.
Who next over there?
Daoud.
Come on, Daoud.
Well,
Where Brother Osha ass at?
Where is those?
Long story short,
Thank you.
I didn't feel right with Christianity. My pops was in the truth, so everything got it.
You're white.
Oh, praise. Who next over there?
Rise top.
Well, it was simple today, but you know, I always had an indignation towards white people. Ever since I was little. But then as I got older, I started doing my searching, and I didn't know what we was, but I knew we was some type of chosen people. And then, like you said, my pops, he was always sitting in the back of the church. Started growing out his beard and stuff. Started looking like Rick Ross. And then I was like, man, what he got going on? So then he brought us to the truth in 2020.
Oh, praise.
Brother Hebrew.
Brother Hebrew.
Strolling on
YouTube.
That's it.
That was short and simple.
Short, simple.
Okay.
Go ahead,
Sister
sis.
Yael.
Well, we know how she got it.
Sis, come on, sis.
I was a Christian for a year, and I kept getting judged for being presumptuous about things that my mom was telling me was in the Bible. And when I was seeing her being super diligent and like finding provisions to keep the commandments, like reaching out to the captain, meeting up with sisters to get fringes on her clothes, learning how to sew when she doesn't do that, eventually it just made sense.
Oh, praise.
All right, Mom.
It actually started in 2020 when
during COVID, one morning I was walking my dog and I heard something. I know he would say Obadiah. I've never written Obadiah in my life, and I was 52 at the time. And I'm like, okay, I know that wasn't me. I heard Obadiah. And so I went in the house. It was like 7 in the morning, opened the Bible. I read the one chapter of Obadiah. I'm like, Lord, who in the world is Edom? Because they about to get it. And so later on that day, like 5 that evening, I was coming home and I saw these men in the middle of the street and some women. They were doing a fundraiser for Black Lives Matter because I think it was after what's his name with the nigga? George Floyd had got his killed. And they were taking a donation. So I was like, I'll give him a donation, whatever. So the brother came over to another brother who was talking and said, ma'am, would you like to fly? And I said, sure. And he said, yeah, you know, if you like to come to our congregation. I said, oh, y'all those black Hebrew Israelites. He said, well, now like that. So I looked at the paper, and on the paper was the scriptures I read that morning. So in 2022, I was like, okay, Lord, I need to know my people. And like I think Brother Fred said, it was something about the Indians and stuff. I was trying to find the flavors of my father's side. I literally was trying to get a genealogist to find these people where they came off the boat. And then I ran into a brick wall and I cried. I said, God, I just want to know my people. And then the Lord had put this man, his name was Pastor Omar Tebow. He's up in Lake Charles or Lafayette. And he was talking about how the blacks are the real Jews and what the Lord showed him. And I was just watching all these videos. And like for 2 days, I got depressed. So I'm like, wait a minute, all this has been a lie. And I was depressed. And then started on YouTube feeds where brothers was on there. And I saw these men in purple and gold. I'm like, who these cute dogs on here? What they doing? They mad? And then I ran into Sons of Thunder. And then I watched the teaching they did on Galatians 5 on the fruit of the Spirit. I'm like, wait a minute, wait. This is confusing. Something is off. And then I saw this brother on a Sunday doing this Q&A. And he said, brothers and sisters got questions. Y'all can reach out to us anytime. And then one Sabbath, I called this brother. I said, I got questions. Answer the phone. This man was answering every question I had all the way up into his Sabbath class, and that was Captain Benaniyah, and I've been in here ever since.
I'm glad for the extensive breakdown. That was pretty good. That was good, man. Yeah.
Who is that next to you? Who is that next to you?
That's me. Sister Barry.
Okay, Sister Barry, come on with it.
I came into the truth through my husband. We were watching one body. We actually had a chance to go down and do Feast of Tabernacles with them. We did the Passover, and things just wasn't right. You know, the whole setup. You know, the sisters, the brothers, they just weren't friendly. But I remember watching them before we went down, and I seen Captain Benaniyah, Captain Jerubbaal, and Captain Nehemiah at the time, and Captain McAfee. And like I said, I was watching their videos, and I didn't see them brothers no more. So I told my husband, I said, where them brothers go? You know, I don't see them. So I was just done with one body. I didn't want to go no more. So I told my husband, I said, I don't want to go to them no more. But some things, you know, transpired. I'm not going to go into that. But we wound up leaving, and we was just watching some videos. I started. They were downtown. They were teaching. I said, we got to find them brothers. So one Passover, I just happened, they had the number up and I got a hold of Captain Yari before he was a captain. And he walked me through on how to do the Passover. We did it at the house. And he invited us down. That's when COVID hit. They still did the Passover.
Turn up.
That's right. So ever since then, I told my husband, I said, we need to get with them brothers because I just really like the way that they teach. My spirit just dealt with me. So we came down to the first Feast of Tabernacles when we came, and we've been with them ever since.
All praise. Sis,
who behind us?
Spotlight on.
Side in the front. Put the spotlight on sis.
Ehud, when we first started dating, Ehud put me into the truth.
All right, Sister Berakaya.
Well, I found out about the truth through Berakaya, but I thought he was losing his mind at the time because at first he was a Muslim praying on the floor, and then the next following week he was up always nonstop watching video after video. I said, this boy losing his mind. But how I actually wanted to get the knowledge and the truth is 20 because I told him one day on the it was a Sabbath, beginning of Sabbath. I told him, boy, go out there and take out that trash. Mom, I can't take out the trash because it's Sabbath. I was like, boy, I said, don't let me make, raise my voice again. Then he started hitting me with them scriptures. I had to lay it on down. It kind of just touched my heart. But just to hear him quote precept upon precept like that, so I wanted to get the knowledge then. I'm like, I can't do nothing but lay it down when he starts, quoting scriptures. So
I'll praise it.
and then they kept asking me and asking me and asking me. So I said, let me just go see what y'all talking about. That's when I popped up that day. And so I'm telling the truth. I said, well, let me see. But I could tell it was a change in them, my kids, so that would really make me want to get on in here. But I love it every single.
So it's safe to say your son found a way out to getting discipline, huh?
That's right. I knew he was using it.
I'll praise it, sis. All right, sis.
I found out the truth from Yari. At the time, he was not an officer or a captain, and I thought, like Keo, he was losing his damn mind. I didn't want no new sisters. I didn't want no new brothers. I didn't want nothing. And then I saw the change in him, and that's what made me eventually come through. And I saw y'all was reading the Bible, because at first I was like, oh, no, this ain't for me. I'm going to church Sunday. After I leave from this new moon that y'all had, I'm going to church. And then my niece started saying, people was asking questions. And my niece was like, ask Brian, he know the Bible. I was like, girl, no, he don't. And she said, yes, he do. If you ask him any question in the Bible, he'll tell you. And so after I started, after I started coming, I was like, well, they read the Bible. And then it kind of just went from there. And here I am today.
Okay, I'll praise. All right,
Sister Monica, go ahead, sis.
You got the light.
How you get into the truth?
I learned the truth I got out of prison in 2015. I was living in Good Haven in Dallas. This guy came up with some black pants on with some swinging stuff and with a big old star on this thing. I rode with him, we went to Fort Worth and I listened to him. But when he started talking about multiple wives, I said, and mind you, at that time, I was a stud. So when he got to talk like that, I said, no, this ain't got nothing to do with me. I ain't got nothing to do with that. So they cut off. Got back on drugs. During COVID, I was in the house getting high. Bishop Nathaniel came on there. His head and his hair was white like wool. I said, Christ is black. I went and grabbed my Bible and I looked, because when you in Christianity, they always tell you to start with Matthew. Yeah. Start with Matthew and on up. And so I watched for a little bit, and first I said, I gotta give up my pants. So I try to figure out another way, like the pants that you can unbutton on the side. I tried that. Oh yeah. I just came. I said, man, I ain't never done it. So it's what God says. It's what it is. So I started. And, I saw y'all at the park. At the park in Downward.
Downward.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I saw y'all at the park. One day. I ran over there. I was like, some Israelites. So it was Maccabee. So one of the dudes, he was like, you don't know this nigga Monica? Like, no. So I talked to Maccabees and I say, I want a shirt with a friend. So he gave me my first shirt. And I was like, well, after Passover, I'm gonna go.
Praise, sis.
Sister
Tiana. And Zion.
Sorry.
How'd you come to the truth?
Huh?
How did you come into the truth?
Donovan introduced me to it. We were fresh out of high school. It was in 2019,
2021.
and he came and was like, "This such and such." And I'm like, "No, not doing. I don't even go to church." So of course he came. Well, I came. He was coming, and then eventually just grew on me. So now it's like I'm stuck here.
All praise, all praise.
All praise.
Sister Anetta.
My story was kind of long.
Make it
Keep
short.
Make it short, man. Don't act like you from Houston. I mean, my
Keep
bad.
it short.
I'm just saying, man.
Hold on, she got to walk on stage.
Right.
Guy, like he was weird. He always had the Demetri on, and he had the Bible, and I was tripping like. And he just started telling me that I was dressed inappropriate, and I had on work clothes. I wouldn't have on no club clothes. And then he was just like, "Sis, I'm gonna show you out the Bible that women don't supposed to wear pants." I'm like, "What the hell you talking about?" And I'm telling you, he's like, showed me that out the Bible, Deuteronomy 20:25, and I was like, "Wait a minute." So I started trying to come to work with my club skirts on. Now I got my tights on up on them. He said, "Sis, I see you, but I need for him to be modest." He was showing me everything out of the Bible. It just blew my mind. So that was the first thing I heard, and he gave me Precepts to start watching. And from Precepts, I ran into you.
Okay.
All praise.
My spirit just bear witness right away. And like I said, his brother, everything he was saying, he was reading the Bible at work. Like he was giving them damn Edomites hell in there. And showed up. All praise to the Most High. It caught my ears.
All praise. Sister Genesis.
So I was in my garage smoking weed.
Sister Genesis.
Run for your money back.
Smoke the trees till the leaves come down, huh?
Working on my dance moves.
Can't make it two lights on her. My mother like it.
Nathaniel just pop up on my phone in the midst of me practicing my dance moves, and I was like, "What the hell?" And then he was talking about Deuteronomy 28, and I could not believe it. I said, "You got to be kidding me." And that's pretty much how it
went. Smoking weed, the dancing with Beyonce, the being a dream girl.
Who behind?
The one,
Covering up back.
Come.
Go ahead,
Come.
sis. Come on, Carmen.
Come on, Carmen.
Come on, short and sweet. Come on.
Short and sweet.
My dad looking at me.
My dad. My dad. Come on, sis. Yes, you. All praise.
That was short and sweet. All right, Sister Talia.
Well, a friend introduced me, and they talking about going to this church out there in Abilene, but it was white folks teaching. I was like, ain't no way they can teach me the Bible, and they in the Bible. And so I was telling my cousin Bethel about it, and she was like, "No, you need to try out Battle Axes." I was like, "I'm not going over there with folks that I don't know them folks." She was like, "You ought to give it a try." So yeah, I was at the not before that, the library place.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
In Oak Cliff. In Oak Cliff.
Like,
You talking about that the wreck?
yeah, so I went there, then I got just and I was like, "Okay, well, I guess I'm giving it a try." And I'm here.
All praise.
Praise. Sister Nakia. Go ahead, sis.
Well, I was with the same sex for almost 5 years, and we were sitting in the car on her break, and she was watching this video, and a man was like, "How hell and heaven was real," and it scared her really bad. And she was like, she loved me enough to help save my soul. And then when she got on YouTube, Watching for Israel was the first video she seen, and then she sent it to me, and I thought she was joking. But then, because I asked her later on that day, and then she was like, "No, she, loved me enough to help save my soul." And I was kind of happy because I've always wanted to get out that lifestyle. I just didn't know how. And 6 years later, here I am.
All praise. All praise.
Won't he do it?
Okay.
There you go, sister.
My older sister sent me W5 video, and it just instantly resonated. I always knew I was different, so it just made sense. So I made haste to came down my way and we been teaching.
Okay. All praise. Sister Naya.
My Lord.
You who?
We want to hear a story, though. We want to hear a story.
I do. Shut up, Nana.
Oh, well, I'll tell it then.
Tell it, Cap. Go ahead.
Tell it, Cap.
See, I heard, because I know we're going to get the captains in too. I heard the truth from my co-worker at work. And now his ass don't even believe in the Bible no more.
Yeah.
So I came home and I was just obsessed with the videos. And I literally kind of locked myself in a room for about a year and a half straight. Just was consumed with just writing notes, reading. She come up in there, kick the door. Boy, what the F is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Why are you in here reading this Bible like this every day? Why are you reading this Bible? She kicked it in. Well, you better come on.
You had opportunity. Now somebody got to
Well, we gave you opportunity. Go on to the next person.
That's the long route. That's the long route.
Well, you want me to?
Not the long way. Go ahead.
Anyway, so he started watching all these videos, and he didn't tell me that a coworker told him. It just come for me. He was watching videos. He read. We was in that street life selling stuff, and like we was really selling dope and all that.
But I was a good drug dealer.
Look at that. No good drug dealer. No such thing as a good drug dealer. Half price on a few feet a couple of times.
How my side went was he didn't want to smoke weed with me no more. So I was like, I don't want to do this. I can't smoke by myself. I don't want to smoke by myself. So what are you doing? So now I want to be interested. And that's kind of how it went. It took me a minute. I didn't really want to hear it because I did go through that stage in my life. Just some trials that I didn't believe in God either. Just because you couldn't get answers, and you had so much answers, you just couldn't get an answer. And so for me, I just started watching the videos that he was sending me, and he started asking me weird questions like, if God hated you, how would you feel? And I'm like, why would you be asking me that? Like, if God hated me, I don't want nothing to do with it. So for me, he started showing me
This accent
videos
killing me.
and all of that. And
What's up with that?
It was what it was. I stopped smoking. I stopped wearing. We stopped
Dedicated.
That was it. We went to one body because we knew the people there. And that was it.
Go ahead and guess what he
Shut up,
Hey, similar to what I said, man, I was smoking weed. We was selling dope, Ben and I had the weed, had the pound.
Damn.
That's a good drug dealer, y'all.
But the thing about it was, we wasn't out here, like, we wasn't on that robbing type stuff. Like, we were really just, we was just selling it. We was just selling that stuff. Like, we wasn't in the street life all the way, like, for real.
They
But we were selling.
Still selling.
So,
they sell it to their brothers, though.
Me and the cats that he grew up with, we had our spot. So we would go get the weed from him back and forth. But one day, I was me and my partner named Los, man. We used to get out work every night. We smoked that weed and look at nothing but Illuminati videos.
Right.
I'm talking about for like a month straight. I was just watching Illuminati, and that got me into seeing the truth because Illuminati would start getting me to see that Christ was black and real. Then my brother got into the truth. I was at the gym hooping. He come to the gym every Saturday, bro. You gotta stop hooping. I'm like, bro, shut the fuck up. Like, bro, shut up, bro. Get away from me, bro. I'm not killing nobody. I ain't doing nothing wrong. Leave me alone. But eventually, they just kept going and going. I left the weed alone. I stopped smoking. I was smoking, heavy smoking. So, just, you know what I'm saying? Started converting, man. Had to change our life. Like I say, it all started in 1983. I was a young baby. You know what I'm saying? I was 4 pounds. I was a premature.
No, just continue for what you're saying, brother, at the job. And he was just letting me know about the truth, telling us that we the real Hebrews and the people of the book. So, like I said, he gave me a couple of videos. I started to watch it, like Bishop Nathaniel. Then I already knew Captain Benaniyah. We talked, and he told me that he was in the truth. Him and like Brother Zadok. So, that's how I started, you know, and just reading, really getting in tune with it, and really just starting from the videos and understanding who it was, man, and that's how it all began.
How I got into the truth, everybody pretty much know I'm from Arkansas, so before I moved here.
Zion said, no, I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
You know,
he over smiling too.
I didn't know that.
I guess I had a dream. I had the same dream over and over again, read Deuteronomy. And I didn't know what Deuteronomy was, so I asked my wife, I said, what's Deuteronomy? She said, it's a book in the Bible. I said, I keep getting this dream over and over and over and over again. Read Deuteronomy. I was like, what the hell is Deuteronomy? She said, well, goddamn it, just read Deuteronomy. I read it, didn't understand nothing. And I moved here. It was one of my students, man. He got on the truck. You know, I was CDL instructor. Man, this dude, everything I read in Deuteronomy, he just started breaking all this thing down. I was like, damn. Man, I drove to the house. I was really just kind of like I said, I was consumed in it. Right. And like 5 or 6 months, me and my boys, how we kept Sabbath. I sit in the house. I didn't know nothing about Capt. We were watching what, man? We watching what? Fountains of Israel. Yeah. We ain't even watch. I ain't even know they street teach or nothing. We was watching this dude called Fountains of Israel. Shave, mustache, but he was bringing like precepts and stuff. So, man, when I met Maccabees them, and they introduced me into the better way of understanding the truth. That was over there one body in. So here we go.
Man, let's get a Lord a hand, man. How you brought brothers into the truth. Crazy. We say we're gonna continue in the Feast of Tabernacles, man. I know we always say we always like to end with a law. Let's go to the book of Leviticus, chapter 23. Let's go to the classic, the law of the tabernacle. Let's go to the book of Leviticus. Like we said, no, it's chilly out here. Got the little ones, sisters. You get that, read that out.
Where you want to start at?
Just straight to the point. Start at verse
30.
Yeah, 34.
34.
Either or.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 34. Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, the 15th day of this 7th month shall be the Feast of Tabernacles, for 7 days unto the Lord. On the first day shall be a holy convocation. You shall do no servile work therein.
So we had a holy convocation Tuesday night, and the 8th day is a holy convocation Tuesday night. Read on up.
These are the feasts of the Lord, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations. Oh, Salaki, I skipped 36. Verse 36. 7 days ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. On the 8th day shall be a holy convocation unto you, and ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. It is a solemn assembly, and ye shall do no servile work therein. Verse 37. These are the feasts of the Lord, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations.
A holy gathering. That's what we're doing out here right now. Read on out.
To offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord.
Spiritual sacrifices. Read on out.
A burnt offering and a meat offering, a sacrifice and drink offerings, everything upon his day.
So we want to make sure that we partake in these things, brothers and sisters, of gladness and joyfulness of heart, in unity, understanding what the message is, understanding what the Most High God requires of us, man. And with that, we say shalom.
Shalom.
Hey.